Are you tired of losing every gunfight? Let me guess, skill-based matchmaking isn't working to your advantage. Well then, you're in luck that you just stumbled across this video, because I'm going to be talking about 4 key factors that are going to make you go from this to this. So now it's time to show you guys factor number 1. Now factor number 1 is going to be your settings. So you're going to go up here to your settings. If you play on controller, click controller. If you play on keyboard and mouse, click keyboard and mouse. So for my controller players, go ahead and click on edit button layout. Now what you're going to want to do if you don't have paddles, put it on bumper jumper tactical. What this is going to do is take your left bumper and turn it into jump. Rather than taking your finger off of aiming, or your thumb off of aiming to press A, you can keep aiming while you bump to jump. And then the tactical part of it causes your crouch to change from B to just a press of your right stick. It makes it so much easier, especially if you don't have paddles. But if you do, like me, go ahead and put it on whatever feels comfortable. I still use tactical because I've been using tactical for the past 10 years and I just feel very comfortable with it. Next, what you're going to want to do is go over to advanced settings and change your aim assist type to Black Ops. I've found that Black Ops is the stickiest aim and it feels the most comfortable for me. Now next, I'd go down to my aim response curve and change it to dynamic. This is going to make you have a way smoother aiming experience. And then scroll down to input dead zones, click show more, and I wouldn't change your left stick or right stick minimum, or really any of these sticks, unless you have stick drift and you know exactly which way to go to help your stick drift. But the key thing here is the left trigger and right trigger. Set that to 0 because when it's at the default, it causes a lag in your triggers and we want any advantage we can. So go ahead and set that to 0. And then I really wouldn't mess with any other settings. Just keep it exactly how it is. So for my keyboard and mouse players, go ahead and use whatever settings feel the most comfortable for you, because there's not really much to change on keyboard and mouse as far as aim assist and dead zones go that is going to give you any advantage over anybody else. So keep your key bindings something that feels comfortable to you. So that leads us to factor number 2. Now factor number 2 is going to be movement. The movement has changed a lot since previous Call of Duties, so there's no longer slide canceling and there's no longer B-hops. But there are still really good options when it comes to movement. So the first thing you need to learn is the jump shot. The jump shot's super easy. It's just jumping while firing at your enemy. What the jump shot is going to do is make it so when if your enemy is firing at your chest, they're going to be firing at your kneecaps now. Now the second thing you're going to want to learn is the crouch shot. Crouch shotting allows you to be super accurate and it's very easy. You just click it down on your right stick, and if you have a paddle, click down on your paddle. The next thing you really want to utilize in this game is dolphin diving. You never want to dolphin dive to get into combat. You're not trying to dolphin dive to shoot at anybody. You always use dolphin diving when you're running through gaps. What I mean by that is, watch this. I'm running. Look how much time the enemy has to kill me. They have so much room to kill me when I'm out in the open. So rather than doing that, you always want to utilize it with your tac sprint. So tac sprint, dive. And you're going to get across these gaps a lot quicker. So you're going to tac sprint, dive. Now the enemy doesn't have as much time to shoot at you. Another movement that you really want to utilize is strafing when you fire. Never stand still and shoot at anybody. Always move back and forth while aiming down your sights, especially if you're on controller. With aim assist, your aim assist is going to keep you locked on. So to practice, we'll find something really small, like this right here. See that sign? Just practice by going back and forth while shooting at it. It is the best way to dodge your enemy's bullets, hands down. So now we're going to talk about the more advanced movements, like jumping around corners. So you're going to want to sprint and jump. You're going to want to have your tac sprint, and the way that you can always have your tac sprint is by mealing, and it'll give it back. So you're going to tac sprint, jump, shoot. So once you've done it a million times like I have, it's time to do it in game. Now, this is the move that you want to use when you know that there's going to be somebody around the corner. So what's one thing that you noticed about this game? and let me give you a guess. I'm doing it right here. There are obstacles at head height to chest height, almost everywhere around the map. No matter where you go, everything is going to be at chest height. So it makes it very easy to utilize these. And the best way to utilize them is by, whenever you see an enemy, you're going to want to slide into the head glitch, get behind something, and then peek to fire. This is going to confuse them a little bit to where you are, and it's going to give them a smaller area to hit. Let me give you a better example. Say I'm going to come around this corner. Rather than walking around the corner and getting my head blown off, always utilize the slide in the game to get behind it. They don't know. Peek, fire, move, peek, fire. And it's as simple as that. Every time you peek, move over to somewhere else. The enemy will get a lot more confused, and I swear to God, you're going to get a lot more kills this way. So now that you got your movement down and you're a movement king, it's time to move on to factor number 3 and 4, because both of these can get played at the same time. Now, factor number 3 is going to be your accuracy and sensitivity. And factor number 4 is going to be confidence. You need confidence to be accurate in this game. You need confidence in your movement put together with your accuracy to equal a good player. So before we talk about what's the best sensitivity for you, go ahead and scroll down to private match, click create private match, and go to TDM. Now you're going to wait about 5 to 10 seconds for the game startup to finally unlock itself. And once it does, go ahead and click on map change and change it to Al Burgess Fortress. Now you're going to go to your default game settings and change it to unlimited time limit, first to 75. Now you're going to want to go over to your bot settings and change it to 6 enemy bots at recruit difficulty and start it up. So now once you're in the match, you're going to want to find your best sensitivity. So now what I've found works the best is by starting at a low sensitivity. Most pro players play around 5 to 6, so I would start on 5 and work your way up. So run around killing the bots and see if 5 feels good for you. And if you think, oh, that's too slow, bump it up. So I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to 7 because I thought 5 was really slow. So now you're going to run around killing the bots and finding out, does that feel comfortable? Can you hit headshots? Yes. Now once you start getting up to the 7 to 10 range, I would bump it up one at a time. Go from 7 to 8. See if 8 feels good for you. And if that still feels too slow, go ahead and bump it up to 9. But once you start getting in that range, it starts getting harder and harder to control quicker and quicker. So what I found is the best sensitivity for me is a 10 sensitivity. But if you keep missing shots, go ahead and bump it back down. There's no shame in a low sensitivity. So now that you've found your perfect sensitivity, it's time to restart the game and go back in. Make sure you have the highest round mag you can find, and make sure you have double time on as your perk so you can run around the map quicker. Once you find somebody, shoot and keep running. Never stop running. Just keep running the entire time. Restart your tac sprint, run. As soon as you see somebody, just start firing. You're going to get your quick reactions going. You're going to warm up your fingers. And you're going to be a lot more accurate when you get into the game. So once you've built up your accuracy and your confidence, you can go ahead and quit out of the match or keep doing it till you get to 75. And then back out and you'll be ready for a new match. There's no need to download any software like AIM Labs or anything like that when you have this built into the game. And yeah, the bots aren't bad, but they do shoot back every once in a while. And you're going to get a way better experience. So now that you've been slaying all these bots and you're feeling very comfortable, it's time to get into the game. You want to get in feeling very comfortable in your accuracy and in your movement and just feeling comfortable in general. You don't want to just start out a public match and immediately get stomped by everybody because you haven't warmed up your fingers and you haven't gotten to that point with your quick reaction times. I hope you guys really take these factors into effect and really apply them to your game, and you're going to see game-changing stuff. It's going to happen really quick. You're going to get really good at the game just by using these 4 factors. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I also hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. It helps me more than anything. Peace and love, guys.